It was a normal Tuesday when the sky turned red. People all over Earth looked up and saw huge dark shapes blocking the sun. These were not clouds. They were alien ships, bigger than any building on Earth. In New York, a hot dog seller named Joe dropped his tongs. In Tokyo, a group of schoolgirls stopped taking selfies and stared at the sky. In a small village in Africa, an old man spit out his tea. Everyone knew this was not normal. The alien ships hung in the air for hours. No one knew what to do. World leaders tried to talk to the aliens, but no one answered. People were scared. Some ran home. Others went to churches or bars. Everyone waited. Then, at exactly 3:00 p.m. everywhere on Earth, every TV, radio, and phone turned on by itself. A deep, growling voice spoke in every language at once. Humans of Earth, we are the Zorkans. Your planet is now ours. Do not resist. For a moment, the whole world was quiet. Then chaos broke out. In Washington, D.C., the president called an emergency meeting. In Moscow, generals rushed to their secret bunkers. In Beijing, scientists tried to figure out how the aliens controlled all the devices. But not everyone was afraid. In a small town in Brazil, a 12-year-old girl named Maria watched the alien ships through her telescope. She noticed something strange. A small blinking light on the bottom of each ship. That looks just like the Wi-Fi router at school, Maria thought. She didn't know it yet, but she had found a weakness in the alien defenses. As night fell, the aliens made their next move. Small scout ships flew down to major cities. They had long legs and looked like giant metal spiders. People ran screaming as the ships stomped through streets, crushing cars. In London, a brave bus driver named Ahmed didn't run. He saw a scout ship coming down his street. Ahmed revved his engine and drove his double-decker bus right at the alien ship. He jumped out at the last second. The bus hit the ship's leg, and the alien machine fell over. People cheered. It was the first time anyone had fought back. News of Ahmed's bravery spread quickly on social media. It gave people hope. But the aliens were angry. They sent more ships. In Paris, they melted the Eiffel Tower. In Egypt, they turned the pyramids upside down. They were showing their power. Yet humans are tough. In Japan, a group of sumo wrestlers formed a human wall to protect a hospital. In Kenya, marathon runners carried messages between towns after the aliens shut down the internet. As the first day of the invasion ended, humans everywhere were scared but starting to work together. Old enemies became friends in the face of this new threat. In her lab in India, Dr. Patel worked all night trying to understand alien technology. In Canada, lumberjacks started cutting trees to build defenses. In Australia, surfers used their boards to rescue people from flooded cities. Underground, world leaders met in a secret bunker. They knew the next day would be crucial. Could humans find a way to fight back? Or would Earth fall to the Zorkans? As the sun rose on day 2, the aliens prepared for their big attack. But they didn't know that humans had some surprises ready. Maria's discovery about the blinking lights was just the beginning. The greatest test in human history was about to begin. The Zorkans thought conquering Earth would be easy. They were about to learn how wrong they were. All around the world, as millions watched the alien ships, people started to ask the same question. What can I do to help? The answer would shock everyone, even the aliens. The sun rose on day 2 of the alien invasion. The Zorkans thought they had won. They were wrong. All night, humans had been getting ready. In every country, people worked together. They didn't care about old fights anymore. Everyone had the same goal: save Earth. Maria, the girl who found the blinking lights, told her discovery to a local teacher. The teacher told the mayor. The mayor told the president. Soon, every tech expert on Earth was working on Maria's idea. In a secret lab, Dr. Patel from India worked with hackers from Russia and China. They studied the alien signals. It's like Wi-Fi, Dr. Patel said. but bigger. They started to make a plan. Meanwhile, regular people fought back in clever ways. In New York, skateboarders became spies. They rode fast and quiet, watching the aliens and reporting back. The aliens never saw them coming. In Australia, surfers used their boards to sneak up on alien ships in the water. They stuck seaweed and mud on the ship's sensors. The aliens became blind and crashed into each other. Grandmas and grandpas helped too. They shared old war stories and taught young people how to make traps. In one town, they caught an alien scout with a net made from crochet blankets. But the aliens were still strong. They had big guns and tough armor. Humans needed to be smarter. In Africa, a tribe of elephant trainers had an idea. They taught their elephants to make loud noises and stomp the ground. This confused the alien sensors. Alien ships started landing in the wrong places, thinking the ground was higher than it was. Kids played a big part too. A group of school children in Japan figured out the aliens didn't like certain sounds. They played loud K-pop music everywhere. The aliens got headaches and couldn't fight well. The Zorkans were getting angry. They sent more ships. But now humans were ready. Ahmed, the brave bus driver from London, taught other drivers his tricks. Soon, in every city, buses and trucks were ramming alien scouts. The aliens started to avoid the streets. Maria's idea was working too. Dr. Patel and the hackers made a special computer virus. They called it the Earth Friend Maker. When they used it, some alien ships started dancing in the sky. Others flew away. The aliens couldn't control their own machines. The Zorkans tried to talk to Earth again. This time, their message wasn't so tough. Humans, they said, stop fighting. We can make a deal. But humans didn't want to make a deal. They were winning. In the ocean, whales and dolphins helped Navy ships sneak up on alien water bases. Farmers used their tractors to pull down landed alien ships. Even pets helped. Dogs barked to warn about alien soldiers, and cats chased small alien robots like they were mice. The best surprise came from a group of gamers. They noticed the alien ships moved like spaceships in their favorite game. They took control of the military's computers and flew real planes like they were in a video game. They shot down hundreds of alien ships. As the second day ended, humans had taken back many cities. The aliens were confused and scared. They had never met anyone like humans before. In their big ship, the Zorkan leaders had an emergency meeting. "These humans are too strong," one leader said. "And too weird," said another. "Did you see the one riding a moose and throwing maple syrup bombs?" On Earth, people celebrated their first big wins, but they knew the fight wasn't over. The biggest alien ships were still in the sky. What would happen next? In her small town, Maria looked up at the stars. She had another idea. What if we could talk to the aliens? She thought. Maybe not all of them are bad. As the world got ready for day 3, a new plan was forming. Humans were going to show the aliens something they'd never seen before: Earth's secret weapon. It wasn't a gun or a bomb. It was something much more powerful. The Zorkans thought they knew everything about war, but they were about to learn that humans knew a lot about peace too. Day 3 of the alien invasion started with a big surprise. Humans woke up feeling different. Something strange was happening. In New York, a firefighter named Jack was getting ready for work. He put his hand on a hot stove by accident, but it didn't burn. Jack was shocked. He could touch fire without getting hurt. In a small village in Africa, an old woman named Ada woke up and looked at her garden. All her plants had grown overnight. They were huge. Ada touched a flower, and it grew even bigger. She could make plants grow with her mind. All over the world, people were discovering new powers. In Japan, a shy teenager named Yuki found out she could read minds. She heard her mom thinking about making pancakes before she said it out loud. At first, Yuki was scared. Then she realized she could use this power to help fight the aliens. The Zorkans noticed something was different too. Their sensors were going crazy. They couldn't understand what was happening to the humans. Scientists tried to figure out why humans were getting powers. Dr. Patel had a theory. The alien ships are giving off a strange energy, she said. Maybe it's changing our DNA. Some powers were small but useful. A baker in Paris found he could make bread rise perfectly every time. A teacher in Mexico discovered she never got tired and could work for days without sleep. Other powers were big and amazing. A group of kids in Brazil learned they could fly. They soared around alien ships, distracting them while soldiers attacked from the ground. In Australia, a surfer named Mick realized he could control water. He made huge waves that knocked alien ships out of the sky. The aliens were terrified of the oceans now. But the most incredible power came from an unexpected place. In a nursing home in Canada, an old man named George started to sing. His voice was beautiful, and it had a magic effect. When George sang, sick people got better. Broken things fixed themselves. Even alien technology started to malfunction. The Zorkan leaders were panicking. "What's happening?" they shouted. "Humans aren't supposed to do these things." Maria, the clever girl who discovered the alien Wi-Fi, found out she had a power too. She could talk to computers. She used her new skill to hack into the alien mainframe. "Guys," she told the world leaders, "I can see all their plans now." With Maria's help, humans started to win big battles. They used their new powers in creative ways. In China, a group of cooks found they could control temperature. They made alien ships so hot that the Zorkans had to jump out. Then they made the ground so cold that the aliens slipped and fell. Animal lovers discovered they could talk to animals. Soon, birds were spying on alien bases. Dolphins were sinking alien submarines. Even insects helped, with bees and wasps attacking alien soldiers. But not all humans used their powers for fighting. Some used them to help and heal. A team of doctors found they could see inside bodies without X-rays. They saved many lives. Builders discovered they could lift heavy things easily. They quickly fixed damaged cities. As day 3 went on, the aliens got more and more scared. They had come to Earth thinking humans were weak. Now humans looked like superheroes from comic books. The Zorkan leader called an emergency meeting. "We need to leave," he said. "These humans are too powerful." But just as the aliens were about to give up, something unexpected happened. A group of kind-hearted humans reached out to them. Led by Maria and her new computer talking skills, these humans sent a message to the aliens. "We don't want to fight," they said. "We want to talk. Maybe we can be friends." The Zorkans were confused. They had never met an enemy who wanted to be friends before. As the sun set on day 3, both humans and aliens waited to see what would happen next. Humans had discovered they had amazing powers, but they were learning that the greatest power of all might be kindness. The world held its breath. Would there be more fighting? Or was this the beginning of a new friendship between humans and aliens? One thing was sure: Earth would never be the same again. Day 4 of the alien invasion began differently. Instead of explosions and fights, there was a strange quiet. Both humans and Zorkans were waiting to see what would happen next. In a big field in Switzerland, humans set up a meeting place. They chose Switzerland because it was known for being neutral in wars. The field was full of flowers and had mountains in the background. It looked peaceful. Maria, the girl who could talk to computers, was there. So was Ahmed, the brave bus driver. Dr. Patel came too, along with leaders from many countries. They all looked nervous but excited. At exactly noon, a small alien ship landed in the field. It was shaped like an upside-down ice cream cone and had blinking lights all over it. The door opened with a hiss. 3 Zorkans stepped out. They were tall and blue, with 4 arms and big eyes. They looked just as nervous as the humans. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Maria stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth," she said, smiling. "We're glad you came to talk." The Zorkans looked surprised. They weren't used to being welcomed. One of them spoke in a deep voice. "We are confused," it said. "Why aren't you fighting us?" Alnid laughed. "Fighting is tiring," he said. "We thought talking might be nicer. Want a cup of tea?" The aliens looked at each other, puzzled. They had never been offered tea before. Slowly, they nodded. Soon, humans and aliens were sitting at a long table, drinking tea and eating cookies. It was a funny sight. Some aliens held their cups with their top hands and cookies with their bottom hands. Dr. Paddle started asking questions. "Why did you come to Earth?" she said. "What do you want?" The lead Zorkin, whose name sounded like a sneeze, answered. "We travel the galaxy looking for resources," it said. "We saw your planet and thought it would be easy to take." The humans nodded. They understood wanting resources, but they didn't like the idea of their planet being taken. "What if we could trade instead?" asked a human leader. "We have many things that might be useful to you, and we'd like to learn about your technology." The Zorkins were shocked. No one had ever offered to trade with them before. Usually, everyone just fought. As they talked more, both sides started to relax. The aliens tried jokes, but they weren't very funny. Humans showed them cat videos, which the Zorkins loved. Maria used her computer talking powers to show the aliens images of Earth's beauty, oceans, forests, and animals. The Zorkins were amazed. Their planet didn't have so much nature. "We didn't know," one Zorkin said sadly. "We thought all planets were like ours, used up and dry." Humans felt sorry for the Zorkins. They offered to help make the alien planet green again. In return, the Zorkins could share their space travel technology. As the day went on, more funny things happened. A group of kids taught some young Zorkins how to play soccer. The aliens were good at it because they had 4 arms to catch the ball. A Zorkin tried to eat a whole pizza at once and got tomato sauce all over its face. Everyone laughed, even the other aliens. But the best moment came when George, the old man with the magic voice, started to sing. The Zorkins had never heard music like it. They swayed and hummed, looking happy for the first time. As the sun began to set, humans and Zorkins realized something important. They were becoming friends. The lead Zorkin stood up. "We came to conquer," it said. "But we are learning there are better things than conquering. We would like to learn more from you." The human leaders smiled. "And we'd like to learn from you," they said. "Let's work together to make both our worlds better." It wasn't the end of all problems. There was still a lot to figure out, but it was a good start. As the aliens got ready to leave, Maria had an idea. "Wait," she said. She ran to a nearby field and came back with some flowers. "Here," she said, giving them to the Zorkins. "A gift from Earth." The aliens looked at the flowers with wonder. On their planet, nothing so colorful grew anymore. As the alien ship took off, everyone waved goodbye. Humans and Zorkins both felt excited about the future. That night, for the first time in days, people on Earth slept peacefully. They knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but they also knew that they had made new friends among the stars. The universe, it seemed, was full of surprises, and the biggest surprise of all was how much aliens and humans could learn from each other. Day 5 of the alien visit started with a shock. The big Zorkin ships were still in the sky. People thought they would leave after the friendly talk yesterday, but they didn't. Maria woke up early and checked her computer. "Oh no," she said. Her alien tracking program showed more ships coming. At the United Nations, leaders from all countries met. They were angry. "We were nice," said one. "Why are the aliens still here?" Dr. Patel had bad news. The Zorkins we met yesterday, they weren't the real leaders. The big bosses are coming now. Everyone realized they had been tricked. The nice aliens from yesterday didn't have the power to make real deals. Ahmed, the brave bus driver, stood up. "Then we'll make the real bosses listen." He shouted. People cheered. All over Earth, humans got ready. They used their new superpowers to prepare. In Australia, Mick the surfer made huge waves to protect the coasts. In Brazil, flying kids formed air patrols. At noon, a massive Zorkan ship appeared over New York City. It was bigger than any building on Earth. A voice boomed out. "Humans, your planet is ours now. Surrender or be destroyed." For a moment, everything was quiet. Then Maria had an idea. She used her computer powers to hack into the alien ship's speakers. Suddenly, the ship started playing loud rock music. The Zorkans were confused. This wasn't part of their plan. Then more strange things started happening. In Paris, a chef used his temperature powers to make the alien ships very hot. Zorkans started jumping out, yelling about their burning feet. In Tokyo, Yuki the mind reader told jokes in the aliens' heads. She found out Zorkans laugh by sneezing. Soon, the whole ship was full of sneezing aliens. George, the old man with the magic voice, sang a special song. It made flowers grow all over the alien ships. The ships looked like flying gardens. The Zorkan leaders were angry. This wasn't how invasions were supposed to go. They tried to fire their weapons, but nothing worked. Human hackers had changed all the controls to play video games instead. Now it was time for humans to give their message. Leaders from every country stood together. Maria turned on the biggest TV screen in Times Square. Every alien could see it. "Listen up, Zorkans," said the human president. "We were nice yesterday. We offered to be friends. But you lied to us." "Yeah," shouted Ahmed. "So now we're telling you. Go away." Dr. Paddle stepped forward. "We don't want to fight," she said. "But we will if we have to. Earth is our home. We won't let you take it." To show they were serious, humans used their powers all at once. It was like a big, weird parade. Flying kids made shapes in the sky. People with fire powers wrote "Go home" with flames. Animal talkers got whales to splash water at alien ships. But the funniest part was a surprise Maria planned. She used her computer skills to change the color of all alien skin. Suddenly, every Zorkan turned bright pink. The alien leaders didn't know what to do. They had invaded many planets before, but they had never met anyone like humans. "Wait," shouted the Zorkan boss. "We can make a deal." But humans weren't listening anymore. They were tired of alien tricks. "We'll give you 1 day," said the human president. 1 day to leave Earth. If you're still here tomorrow, you'll see what humans can really do." To make sure the aliens understood, humans did one last thing. Everyone with plant powers worked together. They made a giant beanstalk grow right up to the biggest alien ship. At the top was a clock, counting down 24 hours. The Zorkan leaders looked at each other. For the first time ever, they were scared of losing. As the sun set on day 5, the aliens started to pack up. Humans watched and cheered. Kids made funny faces at the leaving ships. Maria smiled as she watched the aliens go. "I guess sometimes you have to be tough to make peace," she thought. That night, humans had a big party. There was music, dancing, and lots of pink food to make fun of the pink aliens. But as they celebrated, humans also thought about the future. They had learned they weren't alone in the universe, and they had discovered their own strength. "What do we do now?" Maria asked Dr. Patel. The scientist smiled. "Now, my dear, we reach for the stars. But this time, as explorers, not invaders." As the party went on, the alien ships got smaller in the sky. Earth had stood up for itself, and the whole galaxy had learned an important lesson. Never underestimate the power of humans. Day 6 began with Earth celebrating. The Zorkans were gone, but the party didn't last long. Soon, strange news came from space. Maria was the first to notice. Her computer started beeping like crazy. "Oh," she said, "something big is happening out there." Dr. Patel called an emergency meeting. Leaders from all over Earth gathered to hear the news. "The galaxy is in chaos," Dr. Patel said. "When the Zorkans left Earth, they spread the word about us. Now, every alien in the galaxy is freaking out. On a big screen, they watched scenes from different planets. It was like a weird alien TV show. On one planet, green blob aliens were hiding under their beds. "The humans are coming," they yelled. On another world, tall, skinny aliens with 3 eyes were packing their bags. "We must leave before the Earth people arrive," they cried. But the biggest surprise was on the Zorkan home planet. Pink Zorkans, they were still pink from Maria's trick, were dancing in the streets. They held signs that said, "We want to be free like humans." Ahmed scratched his head. "I don't get it," he said. "Why is everyone so scared of us? We're not that scary, are we?" Yuki, the mind reader, laughed. "It's not just fear," she said. "Some aliens think we're super cool. They want to be like us." Suddenly, the screen lit up with a new message. It was from the Galactic Council, the biggest alien group in the universe. A blue alien with tentacles for hair appeared. "People of Earth," it said, "you have caused great trouble in the galaxy. We demand you explain yourselves." The human leaders looked at each other. Who should speak for Earth? Then Maria stepped forward. "Hi there," she said, waving at the alien. "Sorry about the trouble. We didn't mean to scare anyone. We just wanted to protect our home." The blue alien blinked all 7 of its eyes. It didn't expect such a friendly response. Maria continued, "We'd love to explain everything. Why don't you come visit? We'll have tea and cookies." The Galactic Council was shocked. No one had ever invited them for tea before. While they waited for the council to decide, humans got busy. They had to get ready for more alien visitors. In New York, they turned Times Square into a giant welcome center. In Egypt, they made the pyramids into cool alien hotels. In Japan, they prepared special sushi for aliens with 3 stomachs. But not everyone on Earth was happy about more aliens coming. Some people were scared. Others were angry. "What if it's another trick?" they asked. "What if the Galactic Council tries to invade us too?" Aund had an idea. He got on TV and made a speech. "Listen up, everyone," he said. "We beat the Zorkans by being clever and working together. We can handle anything if we stick together." People cheered. Ahmed's words made them feel brave. Meanwhile, in space, things were getting crazier. Some aliens started copying Earth things. They wore jeans and t-shirts. They tried to make pizza, but used slime instead of cheese. One group even started a human fan club. Other aliens were still scared. They built big walls around their planets. They made no humans allowed signs. Some even tried to hide their whole planets behind giant space curtains. Back on Earth, Maria and Dr. Patel worked on a new project. They wanted to talk to all the aliens at once. "If we can explain things to everyone," Maria said, "maybe they'll stop freaking out." They built a super powerful space radio. It could send messages to every planet in the galaxy. Just as they finished, the Galactic Council arrived. Their ship was shaped like a giant question mark. It landed right in the middle of Central Park in New York. Humans held their breath as the ship's door opened. The blue tentacle-haired alien stepped out, followed by aliens of all shapes and sizes. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then George, the old man with the magic voice, started to sing a welcome song. The aliens' faces lit up with joy. Maria stepped forward with a big smile. "Welcome to Earth," she said. "We have a lot to talk about." As day 6 ended, Earth was full of excited voices, human and alien. The galaxy was still in chaos, but now it was a hopeful kind of chaos. No one knew what would happen next, but one thing was sure: the universe would never be the same again. And it was all because humans decided to stand up for themselves and reach out to the stars. Day 7 started with a big meeting. The Galactic Council sat with Earth's leaders in the United Nations building. It looked funny. Humans in suits next to aliens of all colors and shapes. Maria and Dr. Paddle explained everything that had happened. They told about the Zorkan invasion, the superpowers, and how humans just wanted peace. The blue tentacle-haired alien, whose name was Blorp, listened carefully. Then he said, "We understand now. Humans are not dangerous. You are. Interesting." Everyone cheered. It was official. Earth had won. They weren't just safe from invasion. They had made new friends in the galaxy. Blorp stood up and made an announcement. "The Galactic Council has decided," he said. "Earth is now a protected planet. No one can invade it, and we'd like to invite humans to join the council." The room exploded with joy. Humans hugged aliens. Aliens high-fived humans, some with tentacles, which was tricky. Jumped on a table. "You know what this means," he shouted. "Party time." And what a party it was. It lasted all day and all night. It was the biggest, craziest party in Earth's history. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower was turned into a giant disco ball. Aliens and humans danced under it, doing funny moves like the Zorkin Shuffle and the Human Hop. In Rio de Janeiro, they had a huge carnival. Aliens wore colorful costumes and joined the parade. Some floated above the crowd, throwing space confetti that changed colors as it fell. In Tokyo, they held a special sushi-making contest. Humans and aliens worked together to make the weirdest sushi ever. The winning team made a roll that changed flavor every time you chewed. At the Great Wall of China, they set up the longest buffet table in history. It had food from Earth and 100 alien planets. Brave eaters tried everything, even the dishes that wiggled on their plates. In New York, Times Square became a giant karaoke party. George, the old man with the magic voice, sang a duet with Blorp. Their song was so beautiful it made flowers grow out of the concrete. But the best part was in Africa. A group of elephant trainers taught aliens how to ride elephants. Soon, there was a parade of aliens on elephants, trumpeting happily as they marched across the savannah. Maria used her computer skills to set up video calls between Earth and other planets. Soon, aliens all over the galaxy were joining the party from their homes. On the Zorkin planet, the pink aliens were having their own celebration. They sent a message saying, "Thank you, humans. You taught us it's okay to be different. We're keeping the pink color." As night fell, the party got even better. The northern lights in Alaska danced in the sky, changing colors faster than ever before. Aliens with light powers joined in, adding their own beautiful colors to the show. In Australia, Mick the Surfer organized a midnight surfing contest. Humans and aliens rode glowing waves under the stars. Some aliens could float, which made the contest very interesting. In Egypt, they had a dance party inside the Great Pyramid. The ancient walls lit up with alien technology, creating a light show that would have amazed the pharaohs. As the sun began to rise on day 8, the party was still going strong. But something else was happening too. Humans and aliens were making plans. Dr. Patel and a group of alien scientists were discussing new inventions. "We could cure so many diseases if we worked together," one alien said. Anand was talking to alien tourists. "I could be a tour guide for the whole galaxy," he said excitedly. Yuki, the mind reader, was learning alien languages faster than anyone thought possible. "We're going to understand each other so well," she said. And Maria. She was sitting quietly with Blorp, looking at the stars. "What do you think we'll find out there?" she asked. Blorp smiled, which looked weird with his tentacles. "Wonderful things," he said. "And terrible things, but together we can handle it all." As the new day dawned, Earth was different. It wasn't just a little planet anymore. It was part of something much bigger. Humans had not only won their freedom. They had won new friends, new adventures, and a whole galaxy of possibilities. The party would end soon. There was a lot of cleaning up to do, especially the space confetti. It got everywhere, but no one minded. They were too excited about what came next. Because now, the real adventure was just beginning. And humans were ready for it, ready to explore, to learn, and to show the whole universe what they could do. Earth had said, Go away, to invaders. But to the rest of the galaxy, they were saying, hello, let's be friends. And that was the biggest win of all.